Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today we're going to unbox and test some unusual kitchen accessories together. They're all in this box. There are quite a few original and practical things, so I hope we'll make some great discoveries together. Let's get started. So to begin we have this, which is a kind of boomerang bowl. So we have 5 wooden slats that unfold to form a bowl, then fold back easily for convenient storage. And it's made of beechwood, so if I understand correctly, it's a kind of fruit basket. Let's open it. So, what does it look like? Indeed, it's definitely natural wood. You can see it right away. Well, as you can see, it's relatively compact. It's certain that in the cupboards, it won't take up much space. It's about the same size as a rolling pin. But is it practical? That's another thing, we'll check that together. So I'm going to unfold all of this. Okay. Well, actually, at this point, it works pretty well. Well, it's convenient for storage, but is it going to be as functional as a regular basket? I'm not so sure about that, especially since there are quite a few holes on the sides. Let's check that together. So let's go. I'm going to fill it up. Oh, there's already a little stability problem. Let's balance it out. There we go, that's already better. I'll add a little apple here, a few small lemons, and also a few mini bananas. Okay, good, as you can see, it's well filled. We can rotate the whole thing and there's no problem. For me, it's completely approved. When you don't have fruits to display all the time, it can be practical. Now, we have this. It's a little character called al dente, and it's supposed to help us keep track of our spaghetti cooking. So obviously it's made of silicone, it's heat resistant. You can put it in contact with food and wash it in the dishwasher. And as you can see, it's pretty fun because it's a fisherman and his fishing rod lets us hold a strand of spaghetti. Testing it is very simple. I'm going to boil salted water in a saucepan. I'm going to put a lid on so it goes faster. Okay, perfect, we're good. Now I'm going to put my spaghetti in there. So no, I don't break them in half. I'm going to put my character on the edge, being careful, of course, not to burn myself. And I'm going to slide one strand of spaghetti into the slot that's right here. And that way, I'll be able to know exactly when to stop cooking my spaghetti by removing the rigid part and tasting the soft part. Honestly, I love the idea. It looks really good. That's a yes from me. Now, I need to drain the water from my pasta, and that's perfect because the next item is a spout called Deaky, which is shaped like a duck's beak. Honestly, it looks fun. Let's see if it's a flop. So, actually, well, as you can see, it's once again something pretty simple made of silicone. We just have to attach it to the edge of our container or pot to pour out liquids without spilling them everywhere. So, typically, this is an accessory made for people like me. So, is this going to work? I have a little doubt because, as you can see, the edges of my pot are a bit curved. I have to be careful not to burn myself. Okay, it works, no problem. And now, will I be able to pour out the water without spilling it everywhere? Oh. Okay. So, I spilled some at first, but after that, no problem. And now, I'll be able to get my spaghetti straight from my pot. Okay. So it's pretty fun. The fact that the edges are a bit raised keeps the food from falling out. And there you go, I've drained the water from my pot. Well, as you can see, I spilled a little at first. I guess it's because I didn't know how to use it, but after that, it went really well. I'm still going to do an extra test with a smaller container. And we'll see how it goes and whether or not it confirms the success of this product. So here, I took a smaller container, I put some water inside, and as you know, usually with this kind of bowl, it's not easy to pour liquids. Here, the edges are smooth, so we'll see if the spout fits well. No problem. So, is it going to work? Honestly, I don't know, especially since this time there's a kind of small bump that appeared since the shape is smaller. So, the water might seep in and possibly leak. That's what we're going to check. So, I'm taking my big red container again. Here we go. Anyway, you'll see if it spills or not on the side. That's perfect. Just go slowly. And as you can see, we don't have a single drop of water on the side. Honestly, it works really well. For me, it's approved. Next, we have Fun Guy from the Ototo brand. That's the same brand that made the little fisherman from earlier. And it's a mushroom that's supposed to help us absorb bad odors in our refrigerator. So it's a little character made of silicone. I think it's pretty cute, but it's a shame they put the seam in the middle of the face. It kind of ruins the product a bit. If it had been on the sides, I think it would have been more discreet. It's very simple to use. You just have to remove the lid. There you go. We're going to pour baking soda inside. Now, I don't know exactly how much you're supposed to put in, so I'm going to fill it up pretty full. They're perfect. Now I can close it. And apparently you just have to place it in the egg section of your refrigerator so that it absorbs odors. So I'm going to do that and we'll see if it works. And well, I didn't know about this technique, but I can confirm it's effective. However, let's be honest, aside from the aesthetic aspect, the mushroom itself isn't very useful. Because you can easily use a small bowl or a ramekin to put your baking soda in. Now, we have an alternative to the famous plastic Tupperware that's supposed to be both more practical and more effective. It's called Stasher. And these are reusable silicone bags that come in different sizes and colors, so you can use them to store all kinds of products, whether they're dry or wet. They can go in the microwave and the dishwasher. You can leave them in the refrigerator, put them in the oven, and you can also use them for sous vide cooking. Okay. Well, let's take a closer look at this. Honestly, that's a pretty bold claim. So here's the first one. As you can see, the pouch is relatively flexible. It can expand, and the closing system is pretty standard. It's a kind of silicone clip. So, does it work well? Yeah? Well, it seems to be quite sturdy. And here, we have the small model that can also be used as a toiletry bag. I don't really know how to explain it, but when you touch it, you can tell it's not low-quality silicone. So to test all this, I'm going to pour some peas with their juice inside, and I'm going to heat it all up in the microwave. Can you come hold this for me, Dad? Let's go. The pouch is much bigger than I thought. I was able to fit everything in after all. Thanks for holding that. Now I can close it up. There you go. As you can see, we have a slightly transparent side so we can see what's happening inside, and now all that's left is to test it to see if it's really airtight or not. So I'm going to shake it a little. The question is, can you take this in your bag to work without spilling it everywhere? At first glance, yes. If I press a little, yeah, obviously the air that was inside wants to come out. But you'd really have to try hard to get it open. Okay, well, honestly, on this point, it seems pretty good to me. Now let's put this in the microwave and see how it turns out. Oh wow, ooh la la, it's very hot. You really have to be careful, even with the parts that weren't in direct contact with the liquid. Well, honestly, it looks like it worked really well. I'll try pouring the liquid from the bag without spilling it. Honestly, I think this is a great discovery. It works really well. I don't know if this will really replace plastic containers like Tupperware because there are pros and cons to both, but one thing is certain, it's complementary. And it's going to help me avoid using single-use bags. Next we have this. It's called Egg Wins, and it's an accessory for cooking, storing and serving our eggs. And what's special about this one is that it's shaped like a penguin. And when we place the eggs in the center, it recreates their belly. Okay, well, let's open this. Honestly, it looks pretty cute. So here's what it looks like. We have 6 animals with a handle in the center so we can carry our eggs. It's really a very simple accessory that doesn't look like much. But I guess that when we add the eggs, it'll already look a bit nicer. So we can use it to store them in our refrigerator if we don't necessarily have a proper spot for them. You can also slip it into the water to cook the eggs or use it as a display when serving. And here's what it looks like when it's all filled up. Technically it works, but visually it's a bit less convincing. Simply because in France, most of the time you find reddish brown eggs in supermarkets. Whereas in the United States, they're generally white, or at least they're easier to find, and the effect would obviously have been more striking with those. Obviously, if you make hard-boiled eggs and remove the shell, you'll definitely get a better result. So in this case, I'm not going to approve it because its potential is a bit wasted if you live in France. And finally, we have Baby Nessie, which is a tea infuser inspired by the Loch Ness Monster. Except here, it's not scary at all. I would even say it's super cute. So let's go. I'm going to open the box. Oh, it's small, but I suppose it's enough to make tea. So we have the long neck with the head that will serve as a handle and the body with lots of perforations that will allow us to infuse our tea. So let's go. I'm going to fill it up. There we go, perfect. Now I'll close it. There we go. Okay, it keeps its shape well, no problem. And I'm going to test this in a glass of hot water simply because I want to see what happens and because I don't have a transparent cup that can withstand heat. Here we go. Will it work? I don't know. Well, the glass is a bit small, obviously, but at least it gives you a good idea of the result. Honestly, it's cute, it makes a nice impression. For me, it's approved. There you go, it's finished now. I hope you made some great discoveries with me. Feel free to let me know in the comments which item you liked the most. And as for me, I'll see you very soon for new adventures. Goodbye.